championships.
What's the most Andrea's ever done on an individual competition?
But here it is. It's who Andrea Nisler trains with is what I was thinking.
Sarah Sigmundsdottir is trained with just about everyone in the sport.
Yeah, but she can't stay still.
Nisler moved from Minnesota to Tennessee last year. She moved back to Minnesota this year.
I mean, wasn't she on the team that beat Rich's team?
In Rogue that one year, not at the games.
No, that was Wasatch that beat him. Was that Hackenberg's
2017? Team? No, Adrian Conway.
I think we interviewed Nisler at some point. Maybe it was at Zealous Games, and she said she would not be doing any more individual events ever. And here she is. Yeah.
And both her and Pat Vellner put a little comment on my Instagram that said, "Oh, great, no pressure." So, no pressure, Andrea. Let's see what you got.
I think she is going to be either first or second. Where do you have her, John?
I have her second.
Yeah. Okay. Number 4.
I'll just say about Andrea, because a lot of people did message me about her. There are a lot of people saying they believe she's one of the top 10 fittest women in the world.
I agree.
I disagree with that.
But in this field,
I don't think she'd have any chance to finish in the top 10 at the games field over an entire games testing. I do think she would finish in the top 20, but I also think all of these 6 women would finish in the top 20, the top 6, or have the chance to.
Okay, how can you say anything about Sarah? Seriously, how can you say anything about it? Isn't it just like, holy shit, how do we know anything?
Yep.
Isn't her last competition Wodapolooza last year?
No, she competed at semifinals.
How'd she do there?
Hold on. She made the same mistake at Wodapolooza last year that she made at semifinals.
She got injured?
She pushed it too hard on the lifting event. So that she basically hurt herself on the lifting event at Wodapolooza last year, and then just kind of set back everything that she had been doing up to that point, which I think was moving in the right direction. Excuse me. Last year at Wodapolooza, she was 5th and 7th on the first 2 workouts before overdoing it on that lifting workout. So she was off to a decent start. She had. I mean, Dubai last year was her first, or I guess it's 2 years ago now, was her first competition back, and she did okay. She was 7th. She finished in between Nisler and Rolf, so she's right in the conversation with girls like that. And the women that beat her were Laura Horvath, Kristen Holte, Gabby McGowan, Sam Briggs, and Jacqueline Dahlstrom. So very impressive, athletes. It's not like it was a bad finish in 7th place. I didn't think she needed to do Wodapalooza last year. She decided to do it, and it obviously was a problem. You could fast forward to semifinals, and then the barbell complex. She made a big jump between lifts 1 and 2, and it was probably the least fun I had watching anyone do anything during semifinals live last year, watching her struggle through that. Clean, front squat. Every one of them looked heavy and difficult and putting a lot of strain on her body. And she missed the jerk. Then she tried it again. And at that point, I mean, she did come back and win an event at semifinals after that. And it was an impressive individual event performance. But I think she should have sacrificed weight on the lift and preserved herself for the rest of the events. And I think she actually would have made the games last year if she'd done that, despite the setback at Wodapalooza. Everything that I've heard in the build up to this competition is that she's having fun, she's looking great, she's feeling fit, and she's healthy. So I actually think she has a chance to win this thing. This is, in my opinion, a lot of people thought this was a ludicrous pick to pick her this high. I felt like it was somewhat of a conservative pick. I am hopeful that she's smart with the lifting event. I'm hopeful that she's confident enough on the rest of the stuff. Like those lateral hurdle jumps makes me a little nervous. Shuttle run, not great when you're coming back from a knee. But I think she has the confidence to move through everything that she needs to do. And even though I put her 4th, I will not be surprised at all if she's on the podium.
And she's with Training Think Tank right now, right?
Yeah, so Max is not coaching her. Perrin is coaching her now. One of the female coaches at Training Think Tank. And from the people I know who have been there, that they seem to think that that's a really good fit. So everything I've heard is really positive about Sarah. And a couple of people who know her well, I'm always skeptical. Like, I get these messages from everyone that their buddy is going to do amazing and whatever. But the people who know Sarah well that I've heard from said she has a chance to win this thing.
I have her 3rd.
And I'll say this, she's doing the team competition. I think that's a bad decision. I think she should just do the individual, call it a day, enjoy the fans on the weekend, and then let's see her in semifinals.
It is pretty wild that she's doing both, right?
Are they allowed to substitute?
It depends on how you qualified.
I'm curious if she gets like third or second and does awesome, but is fried. Like if she could just be like, all right, guys, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure on the policy there.
I don't see the DM you sent me with the picture of John Young, but I'm impressed that I even tried to find it. Okay. That's from G something.
Just to be clear, you're impressed with yourself?
I'm impressed, yeah, that I tried to dig through there and do that. Fucking stressed me out. Yeah, money. Send money. Yes, money. Oh, she's doing it for the prize money? No, Sarah doesn't need
Not
money.
for the team. No, good one.
Number 3, Dani Speegle. Took 16th, 17th, 19th at the CrossFit Games.
17th. Very good.
17th.
Very good. You got it in your second try.
And
5th place at Wodapolooza last year. And 5th place at Wodapolooza in 2019. None of the women that beat her in either of those years, except for Sarah Sigmundsdottir, is competing.
And what will Dani be wearing, John?
What would she be wearing? Probably the Eat Me shirt.
Oh, good guess.
The answer is as little as is acceptable.
As little as is acceptable.
And then slightly less than that.
And no, the Sam Dancer will be wearing a little slightly less than that. They'll look at Dani Speegle's and be, I'll one up you. I'll make it a little smaller. Number dos. Emma Tall, number 2.
Yeah, I think Emma Tall is an incredible athlete that has rarely lived up to her expectations. She qualified for this by winning the Madrid championship. I almost picked her to win it outright. I just think that amongst these 6 women, these workouts are really good for her. And I think that she's going to have pretty consistent top 5 finishes, and it's going to keep her in contention to win it throughout.
She's a very good swimmer, right?
Yeah.
And didn't she compete in swimming beforehand?
Yeah, it's so crazy how many actually good swimmers are on the women's field. But yeah, she's amongst the best.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. We had her on the show. She was the one 2 years ago that had the last chance qualifier hiccup.
Yeah, she got gypped.
Yeah, David Sharonke is her significant other.
He's a giant. I'm looking at a picture of him right now. He is huge.
Yeah, we've had him on too. Maybe at the same time they were on.
Brian, she was at the games this last year, Emma Tall?
No, so she withdrew prior to semifinals due to injury. So we missed her at semifinals. We missed her at the games. I think she was 19th, 18th, somewhere between 18th and 20th at the games the year before that. So towards the bottom of the women that made the final cut. And then she won Madrid, and we haven't seen her since. So didn't get to see her second iteration at the games this season around. I do think she's very much in contention in Europe for a game spot next season.
I like girls who eat me. It's not bad for a shirt.
What does the shirt actually say? I
girls
didn't mean for that to sound like that. That's what it is. Girls who eat.
Yeah. No, I think that was fair. That was, you played it safe. Brian, you were just trying to be honest, and Brian was trying to tickle my fancy. Look at the size of this fucking guy. This is her dude.
Yeah, that's David. Yeah,
and she's no small girl.
No, I just think she's 5'6", so little above average for CrossFit.
What is Shranky 6'2"?
Yeah,
she's built like a brick shit house too.
Yeah, I mean, look, she's pretty well rounded. Good with weights, good with gymnastics, good with barbell, good with machines, good in the water. Long run is probably the one thing she doesn't want to see.
Hey, I only know her from when she was in that pinch with CrossFit in the last chance qualifier. But another thing that's cool about it, she got a little chip on her shoulder, right?
Definitely, they both do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and which is cool. I like that. Like a little bit of like fuck you. Like I'm not winning just for me, but I'm winning to like lift my middle finger in the air. Little chip. Maybe Danielle Brandon got that too. Little chip on the shoulder. Maybe Fraser had maybe a little chip. 2 chips. Okay, number 1. Emma Carey. I can't tell you how happy I was to see that. Does she really have a chance of winning this?
John, who'd you pick to win?
Emma Carey.
You did?
Yeah.
Sevan.
Why does it surprise you?
She got a little bit of the Sarah Sigmundsdottir thing going. Obviously not as significant, but isn't she a complete unknown? Aren't we like this is her coming out party, right?
I'm gonna let John go first.
When's the last time we've seen Emma Carey compete?
The games 2021.
She wasn't at
Dubai.
Rogue.
Dubai.
She was at Dubai this last year.
2 years ago.
Holy crap! And
she did. So she did compete in the Open. She was going to try to compete in the Open, but when the deadlifting burpee workout came out, she decided not to continue with the season because she was still dealing with a back injury that was lingering. She took that time and went through a very thorough process with Matt Torres of rehabbing that and laying another set of foundation basically, and then building strength on top of that. She is it's almost scary, like her level of maturity compared to her age, and it is across the board. I mean, Mal O'Brien's kind of like this too, but it's a little different talking to Emma. She's very nice, but she's like, it's almost like you're talking to a 35-year-old in terms of discipline and approach, but then she has like the innocence of a kid. Anyway, they've been working really hard. I've been, from everything that I've heard from Matt and from the others down there, I believe that Emma Carey is a top 10 fittest. She is the one in this field that I think is top 10 in the world. That's one of the reasons why I picked her to win.
Even if you take just what she would be in 2021, like if she's just that good, however she was there, she's the best in this field. She like he said, there was a long recovery process. Yeah, I think before she got hurt, her and Mal were right next to each other. Like Mal would finish third in the world in the quarterfinals. Emma finished fourth in the world. They were neck and neck every competition they did.
Including semifinals that year, where she actually won.
Including semifinals. She beat Mal, correct?
I think she was second, and Mal was third.
And Mal was third. Like they were neck and neck. And I'm not saying she's as good as Mal, but she got hurt and then recovered, and Mal flourished and went to Fraser's and is, super great. Like Emma's potential is more than people think. She's kind of like the forgotten name, but her and Mal were neck and neck until she got hurt and Mal took off. I almost think she's going to win this running away. Like, I don't think she's.
How old is she now? Is she 20? Is she? How old is she?
She's 18.
18. I don't think she's going to win a bunch of events, but I think she'll get like second in everything. That's how I see her.
She's really strong. I mean, that year at semifinals, she snatched 200 pounds. We talked
she's
about.
She's a great swimmer.
She's fine in the water. Gymnastics, great. I really do think that she already had everything that like all the kind of pieces were there, but that just basically putting the movement patterns, taking a little bit more focus on that, the work that she's done the past year, is that she's just moving overall better now. And yeah, I mean, it is an unknown field. Like there's a big question about Emma Carey, of course. There's Sigmundsdottir, of course. Emma Tall didn't do this season because of injury. Emily Rolfe had to withdraw from the games. Like there's a lot of little unknowns. Andrea Nisler was on a team. Speagle's the one we know the most about of this group, I guess. But I think that people are going to be pleasantly surprised by what they see from Emma Carey.
Yeah, it's going to be super exciting too, because I do think she's kind of like been forgotten about. And I think it's going to be like, allow me to reintroduce myself party for her.
Great quote. What about the pressure of the event? Young, 2 years out of the limelight, and it's going to be noisy over there at Wodapolooza.
The main reason I was considering not picking her is I don't want her to feel any pressure. I hope that she's going there and just competing free and competing confident. She will be aggressive in attack workouts. That's what she does. But yeah, hopefully she can enjoy it, and this can be a good like turning point for her to get some confidence back and say like, yep, I'm ready to be back out there and do my thing.
Devesh Maharaj, the hammer. She was better than Mal, but Mal took off and she got hurt. She has potential to be better, but we will see where she is now.
I was just gonna say, like the one thing about that semifinals, that was the Granite Games in 2021. And Mal actually did get her on the last workout, but if I remember correctly,
she took that risk.
It was that double dumbbell overhead walking lunge at the end, and it was a very notable difference in approach. Both of them had locked up a spot to the games already at this point, and I think Emma decided to go for it.
She went to go unbroken because she could win the whole thing if she won that event.
And instead of winning that workout, she faded to 17th, and she just kept trying and failing, and it cost her what probably would have been the overall win. And so it ended up going Ariel, then Mal. Mal took the more calculated approach, set him down, and went and ended up taking second on the workout and second overall. But to this person, comment section's point, they were on par with each other at that point. Yes.